When we're writing notes on a piece of music, the important thing to think about is where is the dot? Right? That's the question you want to ask yourself. Now, I'm not going to write a grand staff here. Grand staff would be huge. I'm going to go down there. I'm just going to draw the treble clef. Okay, the treble clef side of the grand staff. Okay. Now, when you're looking at a piece of music, what you really want to look for is where are they drawing the circle? For example, that's a whole note. Let me see, I'll put a few of these here. Where are they drawing the circle? Now, whenever we draw notes, we go from, this would be kind of the lower end, like la, and then you go up da 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 da, kind of goes up in that direction. So the higher you go, the higher the sound gets. The lower you go, the lower the sound gets. And again, all that matters is where is that circle, where is that dot on the staff, okay? Notes are always written on lines and spaces. So for example, this note right here is on a space. This note would be considered on a line. This is on a space, this is on a line, this is on a space, this is on a line, this is on a space. And you see the pattern there, right? Space, line, space, line, space, line, space, like that. If I were going backwards and I had to get lower and lower and lower, and I wanted to go lower than this, because of the pattern, you know, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, this next one would have to be a line. So what we do is we just draw a line there, just make it up and put it there. Now, when we talk about notes, we use letters of the alphabet. So, for example, this is a C right here. This is a D, for example. The musical alphabet only goes up to G, and then it starts over. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, you get the point. Right? You could go on and on and on. The lowest note of a piano, for example, if you hit the lowest sounding one, that would be an A. The next white key after that is a B. The next white key after that would be a C, and the next white key would be a D, and you could keep on going up the piano, hit all the white keys, and that would be, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, until you finally get to the very highest note on the piano. Now, just to kind of give you sort of a picture of this, draw the piano really quickly for you here. I teach music, not art, so no judgment. This is kind of a little picture of a piano. All right. This would be C. This would be D. This would be E, F, G, and then we'd start over. We call this one A. Call this B, call this C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts over, A, B, C, D, E, and I could keep on going, kind of up the line there. So this would be a C right here. This would be a D. Now the way that I wrote the notes here, they're going in what we call steps. In other words, steps are when you're kind of going from one note to the note right next to it. So again, on a piano, that's a little easier to see. Now, this isn't technically right next to it because in between C and D, you have this black key, but let's just forget about the black keys for now, okay? So when you're going from C to D, you're kind of taking a step going up. D to E, taking a step going up. E to F, taking a step going up. The way we would write that is this would be C, this would be D, this would be E, F, G, A, B, and then C right there, right? Notice we have to kind of start over, right, after G. And so this C might be played here, D, right, E, F, G, A, B, and then you got C right there. So the way that this would sound, you can think of like, you know, Sound of Music, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now keep in mind that it's only from C to C that it would sound like that. Okay, so it would go da 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 da, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's kind of how it would sound roughly, if I were to play it on a piano, or if you were to just, you know, to sing it like I did. Now, once a musician is kind of familiar with these notes and sort of where they are, they can kind of sort of put them in different places. Now, something to keep in mind about this is obviously in a real piece of music, we don't actually write out the letters, right? We just have the notes, and there are no letters there at all. Right? You just got to kind of know what they are. But something to keep in mind is that what makes this an E, for example, is the fact that it is on the E line. This is the E line right here. Okay. If I were to write another note all the way over here, that may look like it's really far away from this, but it's not. It's actually the exact same note. That's an E. Okay, what matters is sort of where they are kind of going vertical, up and down, not where they are going horizontal. Okay, so that's an E, that's an E, this would be another E. Those are all the same note. Those are all just this one. Okay. Same thing up here. If I took this C is on the third space up. If you look closely, 1, 2, 3. It's on the third space up. So if I came all the way over here and wrote this note, can you guess what that would be? It would be a C, right? Because it's on the same space. Doesn't matter that they look far away like this, right? That's not really the issue. The question is, where are they up or down? Right? The higher you go, the higher in sound you get. The lower you go, the lower in sound you get. But that would be a C, and this is the exact same C. If I were to play this, I would hit this note. If I were to play this, I would hit this note. Okay, they're the same note. Right? Now you might wonder, why do we have two notes that sound? Why do we repeat ourselves? Right? Why do we go just to G and then start over? Why don't we go H, I, J, K? The best way I can describe that is that if you were to actually play every C on a piano, they all have this sort of similar sound quality to them. And I without going any deeper into that, they all kind of sound the same. And you can really hear the difference if you hit a C and then just hit a bunch of random notes going up. Sounds very dissonant, sounds very sort of like a train wreck. But if you hit a C and then hit another C, and then hit another C, they all have kind of the same quality to them. Let me play this really quickly. Those are all C's. So here's a bunch of random notes. You can hear the difference between when I hit a bunch of random notes and when I hit just all C's, right? There's kind of a similar quality to all the C's. Now this can look a bit confusing, and especially if you're trying to learn an instrument. I have a lot of piano and guitar students, and trying to teach them notes it's really difficult. Sometimes it takes them a couple years just to get comfortable with kind of where all this stuff is. The fact that that's an A and the fact that that's a D and all that stuff. But there are little kind of sort of note hacks you can use to figure out what to play in a piece of music. So for example, I'll rewrite this over here. Here's my staff again. Let's say, for example, that you know that this is an F, and I tell you that. Let's say you know that's an F. And then you see that the next note is this. Well, you don't actually, you can see very clearly, okay, well that's an F, and that has to be an F, right? So we know that this is an F. Now what if I went here? Right? Well, even if you didn't know what that was, you could kind of work your way to it, right? If this is an F, and then this is an F, well, what comes after F? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Once you know that's G and I go here, well then, okay, I'm going up one, so you got to think what would come after G, right? After G, we got to start over, right? So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then you got to start over with A, right? Some of you are probably already figuring this out before I even say it. So that's an A, right? Now, the tricky thing is if you go back down, then you got to go backwards in the alphabet. That would have to be G again, right? Notice it's on the same line, right? These two are on the same line, G and G. If I go down again, you kind of got to go backwards in the alphabet. That would be F. Go down again, what would that be? Right? You got to think, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? E, F, so that would be an E. And so you see how, just by knowing what the first note is, you can sort of work your way through this. And I promise you, probably 80% of the time, that's how I'm reading music. I'm just thinking, okay, it's okay. I know that note's an F, so how high is it jumping? How low is it jumping? Okay, well, I must have to go here. I must need to go here. So that's sort of at least how steps work.